So let's talk about exactly what corporate social responsibility means in this new world. We tend to think of it in terms of the environment, in terms of climate change, but it seems to be broadening out from there.
Yeah, I think, listen, there's probably no way to predict exactly what direction sustainability, corporate responsibility goes, but I think the way you have to think about it is you've got both employees and you've got clients, and they both have particular issues and needs that concern them. So I think any company that is forward thinking about this realizes that both their employees want to engage in this, but actually so do their clients.
So you're having meetings right now of the CECP, right? To what extent are you talking about climate? To what extent are you talking about governance, diversity, and gun control? Because right now, that's been the news right through the weekend of different companies saying we're going to change our relationship, for example, with the NRA.
So listen, you'll have any number of areas depending on what the industry is, and even the specific company within that industry. So exactly what they want to do, I think, is sort of dependent on their own strategy, and they'll be interested in those things that actually mean something, again, to their clients, but also to their own employees. So all of the areas that you touched on, those are definitely going to be brought up in today's discussions.
So talk about HSBC, which you're directly responsible for here in the United States of America. What are of most importance to your clients?
So we have a whole range of things that we're interested in, but I think I'd give you one example, and that would be, who are we? We're the largest trade bank in the world. We've got this international network that reaches Asia, Europe, Latin America, Middle East, really every part of the world. And in that, you have a lot of companies that are very concerned with where their supply is coming from. Do they actually understand the companies themselves that are actually creating the product that they're using to sell? And then likewise, you've got a lot of buyers that are very interested in trying to understand the network. So I think that's the value that we can bring to them. And I say if there's one single thing that we're very focused on, it's that.
Would you and your clients be willing to pay more for social responsibility? Meaning that if you wanted to buy cobalt, would you be willing to buy it 300 times more than buying it in the DRC?
Exactly what the commodity or what maybe the exponent would be, I don't know. But yes, I can tell you that I very definitely have clients that have expressed an interest in getting specific result. And they're willing to pay for it for the simple reason that they believe that their clients at the user end are going to pay for it. So I think use the apparel industry maybe as an example. A lot of the clothing manufacturers realize that their brand is directly tied to the social responsibility that they have to make sure that as the product is brought to market, that this actually is something that they can stand behind and actually supports their brand. So yeah, we have a number of clients today that are actually pursuing this, and it's not that they want a 300x multiple, but they're very interested in it, and they want to figure out how they can actually get this kind of information and use it.
Pat, one of the ways this gets talked about is private sector stepping in where the public sector has failed, where governments have not stepped up and done what people would like to have done. Is that fair? Is that what we're really seeing, not just in the United States, but globally, private sector stepping in because governments have not been able to address these issues?
Yeah, I think the way I would describe it is I think private enterprise is simply looking longer term. And I think you're seeing a shift in the way this is happening. And this will actually be one of the topics we discuss at CECP today. There are many companies that are trying to think beyond just the quarterly, what's my results, what do I present to the investors, but what's more my long-term strategy, and am I going to attract a certain type of investor to come into my company? So I think that is very definitely getting a lot of play today.